Hello everyone, Kayla here, and this is What the Kink, a natural hair channel. And today I am bringing you guys another YouTuber turned brand owner type situation. So the person that I'm talking about today, originally the channel was called Picture Me Natural, and it featured a young girl, and she went by the name Meme, M-E-E-M, because it stood for the letter M, because her first name starts with an M. I didn't know that at first. I was like, oh, her name is Meme, like literally. And then eventually, as a lot of these people do, as they get more success, they get out there, they start using their name, right? So her actual name is Mokja. So Mokja, like in college, started mixing and doing all types of stuff and making products and things like that and showing the progress of her hair on her channel. And so she created Natural Club. And I remember this, okay? I remember Natural Club being something that you had to, I think the main products were deep conditioners, and then you had to like refrigerate them. And I remember thinking, that is so cool for her. I follow her channel, I like it. But then I was also thinking, but that product is not for me because I don't want to refrigerate a hair product, which is funny because now I use the EcoSlay products, and you do need to refrigerate the EcoSlay products. Anyway, now she has products that are available at retailers like Sally Beauty, Walmart, all this kind of stuff. She has like 2 lines, I think, that are not the refrigerator stuff. And so I have here the hydrating custard with avocado and kiwi, and we're gonna get into it. Before I dive too far deep into this, I love Miss Pat, our next door neighbor, but she is out there cutting the grass, and she has moved further, closer in front of my house. And so there is this background noise of Miss Pat cutting the grass. I'm a little louder than her though, so I think that it won't like totally take away from the quality of this video. So I'm still going forward with the video. But just know that that's Miss Pat in the background, okay? All right, so this particular gel is an 8-ounce gel. They were having a sale during the holiday season last year, and everything was $9.99. I actually purchased this product for $9.99, and I also purchased a hoodie for $9.99. Now I would normally wear it, but like let's be real. It's freaking 82 degrees right now, a high of 87, and I really wasn't going to film this video today. I was actually going to film it later into this wash and go. We'll get into that. And so I wasn't prepared, but I'm wearing green. But it's just, ain't no way I'm gonna put on a hoodie in 87, 82 degree weather. But the hoodie is super cute. Not hoodie, but the sweatshirt is really cute, and I really like wearing it. And I can't believe I got it for $9.99. What a steal. Anyway, the product usually costs $19, 19 even, which is $2.38 per ounce. So this is a less expensive product. She is producing it on a major I guess level, especially because it is available in retail stores and stuff like that. So that enables you to kind of lower the price point down a little bit. So here are the promises. Simply put, it says styles, conditions, hydrates. Simple as that. This freshly made thirst quenching custard with medium hold enhances definition, promotes shine, and combats shrinkage. So that's a pretty simple promise. There we go. The ingredients, the first 5 we have water, glycerin, hydrolyzed cornstarch, aloe leaf juice, and fragrance. I noticed that some gels tend to have cornstarch in them. That is something I'm noticing as like a little pattern. I wasn't able to find too much information about what the cornstarch does, but since I'm noticing it is in gels, it probably helps with making it into a gel texture. And then you may wonder, Kayla, what is the main thing providing the hold? It's a little bit further down, but there is xanthan gum and pectin side by side. They are, I don't even want to count how many far. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. So their ingredients 9 and 10. There's also hydroxyethyl cellulose, which is also something that is typically in gels to give it that gel texture. So it's a xanthan gum styler. Basically, it's not gonna flake up and stuff like that though, because it does have like the avocado oil ahead of it, and perhaps maybe some of the humectants in here have something to do with it as well, to keep it from being like that white cast, that flake, that kind of stuff that we can tend to get when it comes to xanthan gum based stylers. The actual product. The scent. Okay, so listen. The scent, when you dip your nose in it, in the container, it very much has a lemon scent, like as in like a lemon head hard candy. But then there is something, like when you really dig in there, there's like an undercurrent of something green. Something green is taking place, as in like you've gone to the botanical garden for the day and there's flowers there, but what you're not smelling the flowers, you're smelling like the leafy green things that are in the garden. That's very much what I get when I smell this. It's very much of an undercurrent. It's not the main thing. The texture of this product is exactly what you'd expect a custard to be, except not on the wet side. Sometimes custards can be wet, or sometimes they're more syrupy. This is a more syrupy custard. In fact, the color of it, the texture of it and everything kind of reminds me of, there's this gel by Twisted Sister, and I got it at TJ Maxx years and years ago, but I'm noticing that they're keeping a pretty regular stock of it these days. I have found this Twisted Sister gel, several jars of it, in several different TJ Maxxes. So I don't know what it is about this that's reminding me of the Twisted Sister gel. I know that it didn't foam upon application like the Twisted Sister gel. So speaking of application, let's get into that. So the directions say to apply a generous amount of our custard to clean, damp hair. Part hair into small sections and use fingers to rake through hair from root to tip. Diffuse with a hairdryer or allow hair to air dry. For best results, follow with your natural oil of choice. I will say that doing hair that is damp does not work very well for my hair. I have tried it time and time again. It just does not work very well for my hair. So I went ahead and styled on wet hair, and I styled with my normal wash and go routine, but where I would add the second product, I added more of this initial product. This product is a lot thicker than I thought that it was going to be. It applied very smoothly. I like the application, but one thing I noticed is that I didn't really notice it clumping my hair very well, and maybe having water in my hair diluted it and made it to where it just is less able to clump curls. So I will take that if that is my fault as to why it just isn't clumping. Another thing I noticed is that I use a whole lot more of this product than I would typically use. I can guesstimate that I'm probably going to use, well, see, in the past I would use between 4 to 6 ounces of a product that I was using, but I think that with my current wash and go routine, I think I'm actually using less than that. But this is an 8-ounce product, and I pretty much use the entire thing. And I know that that is just not probably recommended or advised. So I am a little nervous about how my hair is going to come out at this point, because I think that I used way too much product. But I just know for me that damp styling would not have resulted in defined curls. It usually results in hair that kind of looks blowouty or has straightish pieces in the mix with frizz. So in terms of the end result that this product said that it was going to give, the medium hold, the definition, the shine, all of that, it fully delivered. My hair looks really good with this product. It is a more fluffy wash and go than I normally would get, but yet it is still elongated, which was also one of the promises. I did have to do a little bit of additional sitting under the hairdryer just to fully cure it, because it did have a tacky coating over the top, which is probably due to user error, because I did apply way more of this product than I would normally apply of any other product. I do have ideas about how I could probably decrease the tackiness of this and get better results, but I think I'll share those more towards the end of the video as more of like a wrap-up type thing for the comments. Now, focusing just on the results that I have today, the smell is very strong. The finished hair definitely has this lemon scent. It reminds me of the not Wonder Curl, but Unicurl 4-in-1 styler. It reminds me of the lemon cream styler from Curl Mix. It reminds me of the Girl Scout Lemonades cookies. It definitely has that type of smell. My husband does not like it. He thinks that my hair stinks and smells like burnt gel. So I think it's just a matter of perception, and I think it maybe that underhint of whatever it is that's green that I was smelling in the scent is probably maybe smelled a little bit more strongly to him, and that's probably why he just doesn't think that this smells very good. We'll see if the smell dies away in a couple of days. But I am not surprised by the type of finish that they went for this gel, just because Mokja has hair that's a looser curl pattern, but she kind of wears it very like, it looks like it's soft and it's kind of like more voluminous. And so I'm not surprised at this type of gel. I don't think I've ever seen her wear her natural curls out and they were like super like flat and like ramen noodle laid type. I've never seen her with that kind of hair, so why would she create that kind of gel? But yeah, I am very impressed with this outcome despite the rocky start of me using too much product and me not really seeing a whole lot of definition when I was doing my hair in the shower. So those results were day 1 results, and this here is day 2 results. So this is the second day of hair, and let me express a couple more thoughts about the day 2 results. So I came into a little bit of humidity yesterday, and so I typically would not come back exactly the next day after the last result video. However, I did come right back because my hair has reacted to the humidity to the point that my hair it kind of looks like I've been to the beach or something. It's still hanging, it still has volume, but some of the things that I liked about my hair yesterday have gone away due to the exposure to the humidity. So this just keeps reactivating. And of course, I think that wouldn't be a problem had I used less product or if I had used something on top of this as a shield against the humidity. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair up after this. I'm gonna do one of my chunky twist updo situations to salvage the rest of this week because I don't feel like my hair is dirty or dry to the point where I would need to wash it again. So I'm not gonna waste the time or the product washing my hair again. So would I do anything differently? Absolutely. First of all, I think I might put something under this. It's kind of reminding me, the tackiness and all this kind of stuff is kind of reminding me of Kinky Curly. So I'm thinking of maybe someone could put maybe a leave-in underneath this so that you could use that to like grasp the water and the definition, and then it would enable you to kind of maybe style the hair maybe an hour or 2 later to get that damp styling that they're asking for, which would then also cause you to use less product, just because I can't just straight up no product go to damp styling and expect my hair to have any kind of definition. My hair would be very, very, like, it would probably skip more to this initially, and I would not get the results that I had on day 1 typically if I had done a pure styled on damp hair look. Y'all know damp styling just doesn't work well for me. Or another option could be to style with this as like a base product and then to put something that has a little bit more humidity shield over the top of it. Or you could do the leave-in, this, and the something over the top like Imba, it all in one go. Just because it does need, like, it does react to humidity. But I don't know if it's because this product in general would always react to humidity, whether I had something under it or not, or if the amount that I used caused the reaction to humidity. See, I'm not really sure of which one. We're not going to be able to test it out because I used so much freaking product. Oh my God, I'm still shocked, appalled, and offended that I'm not going to be able to actually try this out again. However, like I said, this line and this product is available in regular retailers, so I should be able to get another one very easily. So I think it's not going to be an immediate, like, this is something I need to do right now revisit, but I do think I am going to revisit this at some point in the future. I'm going to go ahead and let YouTube recommend some other videos for you to enjoy. I make videos every single week, y'all. If you invite me to your subscriptions page by subscribing, I will be on that page every single week on Friday, afternoon or evening, depending on when you consider that time period to start. Anyways, guys, I will talk to you in the next one.